I was about 11 when I started commuting alone. I really liked the independence. I think at times it also felt sad and scary that I was on the train by myself, but I learned to love it. And yeah, I loved my commute. I felt like it was my time to myself. I feel like I was never really awake until I got on the train.
Around 6th or 7th grade, I started taking the subway to school. And yeah, it was nice to have a bit of independence and be able to take public transportation with friends. It was nice to be able to control like when I wanted to go home, especially like I could hang out with my friends after school without having to immediately like load up on a bus and go home.
I didn't really ever travel with a group of other kids. It kind of stressed me out more because I felt like I had to be responsible for the other people. So I very often just preferred to travel alone. It's hard not to live in a city and not have moments where you don't feel your safest.
I feel like I never really thought about it until I got to high school and started being alone more.
Well, Samantha and Terrell, you can imagine an attack like this during the height of the morning commute is every New Yorker's worst nightmare. If you take a look behind me, you can see just a massive crime scene here in the Sunset Park neighborhood of Brooklyn. And power to the N and the R subway lines has been shut off for now.
I took the R train home and I didn't that day because it was not safe to do that.
Attempted terror attack leaves 4 people injured in New York City. Authorities say a man intentionally detonated a pipe bomb at a busy subway station during the height of this morning's rush hour.
I do remember the 42nd Street bombing, and I've had a lot of transit-related violence near my house where someone was pushing people into the tracks. They do have personal significance to me because the transit system is truly, a New York City community, whether people like it or not.
I also didn't care that much. Like, I've always been a subway sleeper, and I just, knock out.
And I would say those experiences didn't have an issue with the train itself or the system itself. It's more just kind of like misogyny or being catcalled. You can have those experiences anywhere, and it taught me a lot about the world. So it felt unsafe, but also taught me that some things aren't you don't have to be that scared. What's interesting is it never really affected my thought about traveling on the subway. I never questioned traveling on the subway.
I started kind of experimenting, and I would just take whatever train I wanted to. Took the opportunity that I was only commuting a couple times a week and alone to do whatever I wanted to. And I think that's what really opened up my mind to being able to take different subway lines.
I mean, it was one of the best experiences, I'd say, of my life. Coming to college, it was one of the main things I knew I was going to miss was commuting and being able to take the train. And it also just gave me the time to be a human among other humans.